But, Johnny, let's move on into our next topic. And first off, if you're on YouTube, whoop, as my tablet almost falls. Audio listeners are like, whoa, Ricky, what's going on? YouTube listeners are like, whoa, don't let the tablet fall.
Don't do that.
I'm trying to charge it as I'm using it. But for all you guys out there, make sure to rate and review the Rick and Johnny podcast on iTunes. It really helps us out. The 5-star ratings really do. It helps us get into the ears of more people. So if you have an Apple Podcast account, you're listening to us on Apple Podcast, please give us that 5-star review. It really does help us out, and we appreciate you guys for watching and listening. But, Johnny, let's dive into some more Batman stuff. And at WonderCon this past weekend, or it's probably just wrapping up as most weekend cons do, with us recording on Sunday, we got some announcements. And the first one was DC Universe is going to have a Pennyworth series that kind of entails the 1960s and a younger Alfred Pennyworth who is going to go work for Thomas Wayne right after he comes out of British intelligence. We also have a ton of dates for like Swamp Thing, Justice League The Fatal Five, Titan Season 2, Stargirl, Harley Quinn. I want to talk about both of them, but first let's talk about this Pennyworth series. We have seen the trailer. I'm going to put it down below in the description for you guys so you guys can see it as well. I want to get your thoughts, Johnny, to start though. After watching the trailer and now seeing exactly what this is kind of going to be about, how should we feel about this Batman prequel? Because remember, the last time we got a Batman prequel, I know it was a Fox TV series, but Gotham, it enticed us early on, and then we were like, well, this doesn't have Batman in it. And then kind of it went on. That's how it was for me, at least. Of like the first 2 seasons, wow, this is very interesting. Then it was like, oh, I just want to get to Batman, and then I stopped watching.
See, I actually kind of liked Gotham. I need to catch back up with it because I just haven't had the time to watch shows consistently. So like, it's just like, so I'm gonna at least check it out. I mean, if I have the channels and stuff to do it with, because I don't really go out of my way to find these shows because I'm not paying anything extra right now.
Well, if you had Hulu. It's on Hulu, I think.
I used to. I had to let that one go for a while. No, but like, I'm intrigued to check it out because I did like Peggy Carter when I started watching it. And again, another one where it's like, I start watching it and just don't have the time and it kind of gets put on this back burner. Now I need to find where to watch it now that I do have the time and the money to pay for some of the, maybe one more streaming service, possibly 2 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of them is going to be Disney once they get theirs out. But anyways, so I'm intrigued to check it out at least and see. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe it won't be that type of movie, or not movie, but show that I like. There's some of them where like, oh, this looks really cool from the previews, and they go, this just isn't my cup of tea.
I will be honest.
British pun.
Is exactly Butler pun. We got the Butler jokes here.
Butler joke, British joke,
British and
a
Butler
cup of tea.
Jokes. But we got a cup of haters. They got to throw the WWE joke in there. Also, Johnny, we're getting you into it. I'm not expecting you to get the old ones. But the thing I look at this is there was kind of 2 thoughts in my head. Oh yeah, the cream of which rises to the top, Johnny. But going on what I was going to say, there were kind of 2 thoughts to me.
Okay.
Is the first one was a thought of fear of like, is this going to be like Gotham where it's like I'm really enticed into it because I love the Batman universe, but then I realized Batman's not going to be here. Then actually 3 thoughts. My second thought was like, yeah, but will that happen because Batman's not born yet?
You have the temptation of Batman
like,
then.
The thing with Gotham that was so like, you showed us a young Bruce Wayne, which, good or bad, depends on you. I really don't like the whole he's training to become Batman as a young kid, because I'm in the mindset my Batman was the one trains when he's a little bit older so that when he becomes Batman, he can actually do things and isn't a kid version. We never had the kid Bat for Batman. But then I think about Titans, Doom Patrol that's going on right now. All these other like 2 series that we've seen so far, I've enjoyed them from the DC universe. Titans season 1 was great. Doom Patrol is way different than Titans. It's kind of in that same style of like, yes, it's a little bit funnier, but it's got that same kind of DC style that it looks like all of them are going to kind of have.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying Doom Patrol right now as I'm a little behind as I'm catching up with those. So I had that third thought, and I'm like, you know what? I think this Alfred thing is going to be fine, and we don't have to worry about it. It's actually going to be a fresh take on a character that, let's be honest, Batman the Animated Series, love the Alfred jokes. Alfred could have been a sneaky show stealer if we were reviewing the entire Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
You've got Jeremy Irons, who was great. I'm going to say great as Batman. You've got, what's his name? And the Christopher Nolan Batman. Played Austin Powers' father. That's where I know him from.
Isn't it?
Yes, Kane. Where his Alfred was it the Alfred that I remember from the animated series?
Not necessarily.
No, but it was a fucking Alfred. And that's the thing with this is going to be interesting of like seeing an Alfred before he becomes the butler to Thomas Wayne. I wonder if it's going to be something where Alfred comes to work for Thomas, and that's where with his British intelligence stuff, it's kind of a little bit more than a butler, more of like a protector.
Bodyguard.
Yes,
I think that's
exactly.
actually what they stated in this, what you and I watched for it, was that it's supposed to be, he gets hired because he kind of wants a bodyguard in a sense, or and that's what Alfred is being hired for, but it's probably going to be like, okay, well, you're going to double as a butler so that no one's thinking, I hired strictly a bodyguard.
Or maybe later on, it's like, hey, I don't need a bodyguard anymore.
Kind of weans into, please, we want you to stay with the family.
I would like you to stay. Would you be our butler? Butler/bodyguard.
Butler/bodyguard. Honestly, just do some things around the house, and we'll pay you to do it.
And see, like, that right away kind of speaks to me, because that is like, it then, like, even if it's something that, like, this is Alfred before the traumatic events happen to Bruce.
Yeah.
Where it kind of fills in a gap in a way. A gap of, well, you had Alfred and Bruce alive when he was a kid. How was he able to do that? How was he able to keep Bruce safe? Because of the background that we're going to see in the series.
Yeah, exactly.
And his experiences with Thomas Wayne before Bruce was born.
I think, and how many seasons they decide to do, because they only have season 1, 10 episodes, right? I think it was supposed to be.
I
think that's what they're saying so far.
Yeah.
And not end this actual like season, but end the series with Bruce Wayne's born.
That's what I was thinking.
Perfect.
That's exactly what I was
thinking. The perfect
thinking.
way to end it.
When you're about to end the series, Bruce gets born, and that's where it's like, hey, we'd like to keep you on like as our butler. And he accepts the butler position. If they don't do it in some way in the series. Like if he's just a strict bodyguard up until this point, like then at the end of the series, hey, would you like to stay around as our butler? I'd be like, perfect. Or it'd be a perfect ending to the whole series, no matter how long.
I'd say
runs.
Make it almost like a gradual into Butler, and I know I went down slope, like as if it's a bad thing. It's not. Just make it like, okay, so he's around the house more, and while there's like not really bodyguard things to do, like, and you don't have to make this like a full episode because that'd be stupid. Like make it like here and there. He's dusting. He's like, why are you doing that? You're my bodyguard.
Yeah, Titans was 11 episodes. Doom Patrol is 15.
I think it said it was going to be 10.
Okay.
But I mean, that's up for change because there's probably still filming. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it'd be cool to make it like a gradual, like he's cleaning here and there. Cause like, I like to keep busy, sir.
Yeah.
Because his British intelligence is probably, he's probably got a military-esque background.
Yeah. And he's probably got routine set in.
It's like, I don't like just sitting around waiting. So he's like, you see him clean here and there and little snippets of the episode where it's like, we get the Alfred we know hidden in there.
The Alfred that we know he's going to become.
Yeah,
basically.
But the one that we know. And this will be the Alfred that, like, the side of Alfred we don't really know yet.
This is actually a tricky question to ask, and I don't know if I want to ask it, but I will anyways.
Ask anyways.
This goes for like Doom Patrol and Titans too. Yeah. Because we've only gotten one season. And Titans, we're getting season 2 that's going to come out in the fall. That's why Stargirl is going to get pushed back.
Yeah.
Season 2, there's going to be a lot. Deathstroke's daughter, I've heard. Jericho. You've got there's one I'm missing. So Deathstroke's daughter, Jericho. Oh, Superboy is also going to be in it, as they teased it at the end of spoiler. Teased it at the end of Titans season 1. If people are backed like you are, it's not like a movie. It's been out. Yeah, it's been out for a year, but spoiler there. Sorry. I got to be better with that.
Yeah, you do. You're not great with the spoiler thing.
It's like Titans didn't just come out, but yet again, I was somebody that for the longest time, just recently, like a month or two ago, finished it.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sorry. I hate that. That's the worst feeling in the world.
Someone
off topic a little bit.
You?
No, when I spoil something.
Oh, yeah.
Like today, when I spoiled that Walking Dead thing for you.
Yeah.
And I totally didn't. I thought you were up to date more than I was on Walking Dead stuff. Apparently you weren't.
No, I am not.
Because I just read like the dirt sheets now of like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I don't watch the episodes. I think the last episode I watched was the introduction of Negan.
Yeah, I made it up to...
Like, where they just made it to the settlement.
You don't mind spoilers from my side?
No, I've read them all because I stopped watching.
I'm up to where the war's about to start.
Okay.
So...
Has he used Lucille yet? I'll say that.
Yeah, he has.
In the way that has he used it in a brutal way?
In the circle.
To kill, I'm not going to say who, to kill a key member of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are.
Oh, I'm past that. No, I'm way past that. I'm at, like I said, I'm at the part where there's about to be a war. Off topic
from DC for a second.
Yeah.
That in the comics, that scene in the comics, so brutal. So brutal.
Oh, no, it was brutal in the movie.
Because he doesn't kill just that person. It's someone different in the comics.
Yeah,
It is. So, all right, I'm going to say this. If you haven't seen The Walking Dead... Spoilers for about... Give me a minute. No, 2 minutes.
Give us 2 minutes to be safe.
Ready, starting now. All right, so when in the comic, it's not just Glenn. If I'm remembering correctly, he also kills Maggie too. Maggie is pregnant with their baby, and he kills. No, is it that? No. He kills Glenn, but Maggie is pregnant with their baby and sees it happening.
Yeah, no, that's not that.
That's how it's exactly. In the series?
It is.
Okay.
No, it was really. You don't mind that if I tell you then?
Go. We've got about a minute and a half.
Okay. So what happens in the movie, the show? They're all standing in the circle.
Yeah.
He hits someone else with the bat too.
Yeah.
But because Glenn kind of interrupted. He he hits Glenn once in the head.
That's how it was in the comic.
Smashes his head, and his eyes kind of like.
That's how it was in the
He's saying to Maggie, "I'll find you. I'll find you," and then wham again in front of Maggie.
Yeah, and
then she finds out in like a later episode she's pregnant with Glenn's baby.
Yeah, that's exactly. So it wasn't exactly like that in the comic. She's actually showing.
No, she is not showing it. She just they find out later on.
Or like the one key difference I find funny from the show to the movie, or from the comic to the show, is that in the jail when the governor attacks the jail, Judith dies in the comic.
Yes, it was an interesting choice.
Her insides, or I should say, her mom's insides, get buckshotted with a shotgun in the comics.
Whereas Carl kills his own mom.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but why would you want to keep a baby around? I guess you couldn't kill it on TV.
It makes, and then it also would make it more interesting for the show.
And we got 20 seconds to fill, because for the people that are skipping, like I don't want them to skip into a new conversation. So la di da di da 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 da
zip bob doobie bop bob skip a dop bow wow.
I'm just gonna start 10 seconds sooner. So we're out of The Walking Dead spoilers. If you are just joining us and skipped ahead, you should be clicking right now, and you should be here. We're out of Walking Dead spoilers. So see, I told you, 2 minutes. I tried to keep it clear to what I'm going to do, but here's the next thing I want to jump into.
Okay.
So at WonderCon, we got a slate for what we are going to see. So we're going to get Justice League, The Fatal Five. That's going to be April 16th. I am so pumped for that. That's the one I told you about.
Yeah.
Where it's got the Green Lantern on the cover there, the chick.
Yeah.
She's the one that has like anxiety. Like, she's a superhero with anxiety.
Yeah.
Like,
really
so
tell me
bad
about that
anxiety to where it's like, I don't want to go out today. And, like, that to me is just mind-blowing because we've never seen a superhero truly battle
with
like a
anxiety
mental
like
illness.
that.
Yes. Let's be honest. Some superheroes, they do have mental problems, but like nothing like this.
But we haven't seen one with
relatable.
anxiety that's relatable like that.
Exactly. There's also the other character who comes from a different point in the universe or in time. We don't have the medicine that he needs.
Booster Gold, right?
So he's kind of, Booster Gold. So he's kind of deteriorating. We're going to get Swamp Thing in May. I think the date here, May 31st. So end of May, we get Swamp Thing. That's a DC Universe series.
Yeah.
Then in July 2nd, Young Justice comes back. Young Justice Outsiders. Then in the summer, I am so pumped after seeing this.
I bet you are.
I didn't know that this was happening. Batman Hush. I love Batman Hush. Hush to me is one of the best Batman comics that I have ever read. Hush is actually a very underrated villain in my mind because you get the whole psychology of he actually knows who Batman is because he's Bruce Wayne's childhood friend. Then we get Titans Season 2 coming in the fall. That'll be along with Harley Quinn, which is an animated DC Universe series. And then in 2020, we will get Stargirl. Stargirl was supposed to come out in the fall, but I guess they're doing Titans Season 2 and bumping Stargirl until 2020. The thing I want to ask you about this, Johnny, is what are your thoughts with this lineup?
I'm interested in Swamp Thing because it's supposed to be a DC horror-esque
Well, and the
TV
thing that
series.
you found out that you told me is where did they film it?
They're filming in Louisiana, which is freaking perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're actually filming in Louisiana, they're doing it right. So I'm excited. I'm interested to check that one out.
The thing I like about the DC Universe series so far, they're all different tones. We're like Titans kind of reminded me of that, like kind of like what Jeff Johns and them wanted to do from the start in the DCEU, where it's a Titans take. They're true to the characters, but also it's fucking real. Like, it is it gets real. Like, it's not your foofy comic. Like, what Zack Snyder was talking about, like, being open to things.
Yeah.
We were open to Titans, but hey, it was actually done right. So that's why no one complained about it. Maybe if you let Jeff Johns do his thing, like I was saying from the beginning, in Jeff Johns we trust. Like, the guy knows what he's doing. But that's besides the point.
I mean, he wrote the fucking comics for some of those.
Exactly, and I'm done complaining about Zack Snyder. That was all in our first segment. But like, you have Titans was the real one. You have Doom Patrol. I almost said DC Patrol. Doom Patrol, which has got more of a comedy vibe to it. Swamp Thing, which you said is going to be horror. You've got Harley Quinn, which is going to be your animative comedy, and then Stargirl. We still don't know what the tone of that show is going to be because we haven't heard anything or seen anything about it. You know me, I'm ultra just sets of hype. Batman Hush, I'm the most hyped about. Justice League, The Fatal Five. I was actually going to ask you. I'll ask you right now on the podcast. No pressure. You don't have to give me a for sure answer, but if I look at I'm going to pull up our handy dandy calendar here. Nice. So my question to you, we have a break the weekend of April 16th. No movie coming out that week for us. It was our break. We've got the Shazam, Hellboy, then a break before we lose our minds at Avengers Endgame. Here's the idea I had, and we wouldn't have to pay anything for this movie. We wouldn't even have to go anywhere for this movie. Because that movie drops on April 16th. April 16th, I believe that's a Friday. Am I wrong? I'm going to pull it up right here on the podcast. No, it's a Tuesday. So, my question to you is, because we don't have a movie review for that week's podcast, would you want to watch Justice League The Fatal 4? We could just do it on our own time. We don't even have to go together. Fatal 5. And review that much like we do a movie review.
Because we don't have see if it works in my schedule, but
I wanted to bring that up. Didn't mean to press you here on the podcast, but I thought of that and I was like, holy shit, I can't wait to. We're going to talk about it in one way or another, even if it's just me giving you guys thoughts. But I thought, hey, let's do the movie review style for it. The Harley Quinn one's going to be interesting too, because we've actually have seen a snippet of what to expect from that like a year ago. And then Titans, like we're getting Deathstroke, we're getting Jericho, like it's coming together a little nicely where yes, we had our questions. Starboy, I mean, some people are saying, oh, we're kind of getting to that too soon. Let's see what they do with it. Let's totally see. But I can't wait for all of these. And DC Universe, like they haven't whiffed on anything in my mind yet. And I've also heard on the internet, don't quote me if it's a little wrong. This is headline reading for me. But apparently starting in April, they are going to have all their comics for everyone. Because that's been one of my criticisms about the app is like, oh, I want to read this series. Well, it's got one issue. I guess I can't read this series because I'm not just going to read this one issue. I want to read a few issues in a row. Bingo. We are going to have that.
Oh, nice.
On the DC app. But any final thoughts before we move on into some Star Wars discussion?
No, it should be interesting. Some of these look pretty fun, and
I know you and that
intrigued
Swamp
to see
Thing.
it.
You're looking for that Swamp Thing. That's
Kinda
probably your number one.
That's the one I kind of want to check out most.
You like horror, though.
I do.
Like Pet Cemetery, It. If it was just me, probably would be on the back burner. But Johnny's like, I want to go see those movies.
Yeah.
If we were able to, we would have saw Us because you like those horror movies.
Yeah, it would have been interesting.
That come out.
I was like, yeah, that one looks interesting.
But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section. First about the Pennyworth series, but then about this whole slew of DC Universe stuff that we are going to be getting on the app. Let us know what you think down below in that comment section.